Hey guys, welcome back to Jack on Tracks and another episode of the Back Shop. Here's something completely different for you guys. N scale. You guys should know that I model in N scale as well as HO. We're probably going to do a N scale layout using Cato track very shortly because I just got a good deal on some, and I think we're going to go from there with that. And I also, I just like building the stuff too. So this is a Micro-Trains set. It's a 2-pack with an impeller and a girder carrier. So let's open this up again. The impeller is 3D printed. This is what we're going to do. We're going to start building this girder assembly. And I already took I took this off the stanchions, the printing stanchions, cleaned it up a little bit. I didn't know if I was going to do a video, but I decided to. All right, so it comes with 2 Pennsylvania Railroad Flatcars and all the laser cut wood for the installation. So the one thing that happens with this is when you build this and put this in, these cars are permanently set for this because I got to glue down these tabs with there's two 3D printed buttons in here, and that's where it pivots on. So the first thing we need to do is we need to build these cradles. Okay, we'll get these cradles done, and then we'll start working on the I-beams. The I-beam, those are all the pieces for the I-beams. There's just a lot of pieces to it. So we'll get this. These don't seem to be cut as clean as the other ones. Another set that I did. I changed out this blade. It's always good to start these projects with a nice clean blade. It just helps you get better cut on them, and that's what I'm hoping this does. There's that one. Had a little bit of delamination up here at the top. We'll fix that. That's a simple fix. And let's come up here. All right, that's one side. All right, we just gotta knock out these center pieces. All right, so these are these are a little bit of a pain in the ass because they are not really getting any openings good. So not. All right, so that set's cleaned up, and I think the secret to this is cleaning these up while they're in here. So looking at that, cleaning these out in this piece and then cutting them out, I think is the best way to do it. All right. All right, that's ready to get glued. All right, the 2 of them are ready to get glued. All right, so let's set up the little. Let's clean up the mess we got here. All right, we're gonna use tight bond. All right, so what we'll do is I'll let these set up on these 1, 2, 3 blocks. Got to push down to the ground. This glue dries relatively quickly, so it'll be dry quickly. I'll make sure we got everything. It's down on the ground. Everything's nice and square then. So that's that. All right. Now comes the fun part. These are most of the girder. And this is the rest of the girder. So let's these are definitely cut out better than those were, so should be a lot easier. All right, so we're just cutting these out. I'm going, even though I cut both of those beams out, I'm only going to cut one set of these out for now, and I'll show you why in a second. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to, where did I just put this? I'm literally losing my mind here. All right. I don't know where I just put the other, like literally we just had it. I don't know where it just went. All right, so. I like to use these. I got these are a really old set, but you can pick up a set of these pick tools at Harbor Freight for like $3 or something like that. So we're going to we're gonna dab this on here. I should have test fitted this and I didn't. That's my fault. So, like I said, this stuff dries pretty freaking quick. It sets up pretty quick, so it's all nice and set up. And then we'll do this one. All right, so I'm gonna let these dry up a little bit more, and I'm gonna come back. I'll come back down after dinner, and we'll put the other side on, and we'll start getting these things in. They just got a little banged up, but that'll be fine. We'll get that in there. All right, guys. We'll be back in a little bit. Hey, guys, we're back. I'm in between waiting for food to finish cooking upstairs, and I figured I'll get a little more of this done. All right, so that's the beginning of the girder. All right, we're gonna lay that in there and push that together. Make sure we got this down. That's good. Come to this side. Clean up any of this extra glue sticking out a little. While these two are setting up a little more, we'll come in here and we'll start separating these pieces. All right, so looking at these beams, there's hangover on one side and flush on the other. So I'm assuming that I'm supposed to be going flush, but it kind of makes no sense because this piece runs the whole length. So I'm not exactly sure what the deal is, but that's what we're going with. They're going to go flat to the end, and then we'll file these down later on, as these sit on here like this. Like that somehow. We'll figure that out later too. All right. So to glue these on, I think we're going to need a brush. And it's going to go old school.
Hear that train pounding on my brain. It's coming to take me away. Lord, it's coming to take me away. Can hear that horse riding down that plain, and Lord, it's
all right. That side looks really good. That side looks okay, but this is all going to get primed anyway. There's a cap going to go on top of this. We're going to sand this down a little bit here and there and smoothing everything out. But yeah, that's it. See where I did this tape? Now I don't have to worry about, dirtying up my stuff, because I got tape on there. The tape works fine. All right. That 90 proof really dries that stuff up really good. All right, so then let's get onto these. And that one's pinned straight. This one's crooked. All right. All right, so we're gonna let these dry up really good, and then we'll come back, and these are gotta get glued on. I might actually have to read the instructions. Actually, no. There's a beam that go across the top have to get put on, and then those go on. That's these pieces right here. We'll get those on, and say it goes at the very end. That's what it says. I guess that's where it goes. Goes at the very end. All right, so we'll let those dry up. Then we'll come back. We'll glue those on. Once they're glued on, then we can come and give these a dose of paint. We're gonna hit them with primer. Well, I have oxide red primer, so I'm probably gonna hit this with the oxide red primer, and I think that'll give it the look that it should have. And then we'll go from there. We'll probably do a light little pin wash on them, and maybe that's it. I don't know. So, all right, let's give it a little time to dry, and then we'll come back. All right, guys, so we're back. I cut these out, and so look at this, and these ends need to be a little cleaner, so we'll clean these up really quick with this emery board. This is like, I don't know what grip, but it takes real quick care of that. And then a couple of little nubs sticking up. I mean, you saw how sloppy I did when I painted on the glue. It still looks fine. All right. So you can, you can be as careful as you want or not as careful as you want. So you could do this with CA, and I didn't read it, but it might be recommended to do it with CA, but I don't like using CA on stuff. I find that the wood glue is nice and strong anyway.
Hear that train pounding on my brain. It's coming to take me away. Lord, it's coming to take me away. Can hear that horse riding down that plain, and Lord, it's coming to take my name.
All right, we'll let that set up, and then there'll be next step for them is to get painted. Oh wait, we got with these little bolsters too. These gotta get done. Let's get these done. We're gonna use a little UV resin. This is similar to bonded, but better. I prefer to use this stuff when I do resin. I just think it holds better, and I actually think it makes a chemical bond, and it kind of soaks into the wood too. All right, so basically it for this part, right? So this is probably dry already, so we're just basically going to sit on the flat car, and it's going to sit in the middle. Like that. We'll get these, we'll get all this stuff mounted up to get primed, and I'm not even going to prime this because I got red oxide primer, so this is just going to get shot red oxide primer. That's going to be it. That's going to be the color that for these, and then I'll do these in red oxide primer too, and when it dries up, I'll hit it with a clear coat, and then I'll hit it with some with dull coat, Titania dull coat, and then we'll come in here and I'll give it a little touch, a little pin wash in here just to make it pop a little bit more, and then we'll give it my Fugazi weathering, where I just hit it with some dust just to give it the dirty look to it, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys. So I'm gonna let all this stuff dry overnight, and I'll come back and we'll finish this up tomorrow morning. Hey guys, all right, welcome back. It's the next day. Off camera, I spray painted the girder and the pylons. All right, these are dried. The girder is drying. I sprayed the bottom. It's great. I got the bottom completely done, and I flipped it over this morning to do the top. So we're gonna let that dry out completely. All right. I have a ruler. It's actually a scale ruler, but it doesn't really matter because I can still round off the numbers here. So this thing is showing it's 28 scale feet long. So, well, not in HO. So it's, it's a 45-foot trailer. All right, so that'd be 14. I put a little dot using the marker. Got it as middle as possible. Divide that in half. I got it. So the dot's right there. So what what we're going to do is we're going to use canopy glue. Why canopy glue? Because canopy glue is not permanent until you can't find the canopy glue. There it is. All right. Canopy glue is not really permanent and it dries clear, so we're not going to see it. Only need a dot of it. Again, I'll color out. I'll do the measuring. All right, so the other reason is the canopy glue does come off easier too. It holds really well against different types of materials, and it will come off if we need to take it off. So that works a little better. I know where it's got to be. That's what we're going to make it.
It's coming to take me away.
Since it dries it clear, kind of like doesn't clean it. It doesn't really leave that much of a residue. Right. So, but to clean it up, just let it sit for a minute. It starts to set up. It makes it easier to clean it off. So that's that for those two, and those will dry up and they'll look pretty good. So we got the girder built, pylons built, pylons on the car. It says fix them, fix the cylindrical pivots to on each pad with pivot points, and it's at the center of each flat car deck. That's where we are. So that's pretty much that. These are never going to be coupled together because the load's much wider. But we have that. If I could find a end scale, a couple of end scale no hump signs, those will look really good on there. They would, wouldn't they? All right. Let's see what the I-beam looks like if it's dry yet. Here's the turbine. Great primer. I use the automotive primer on it. The automotive primer is a little thick, but there are there's no lines in this, so it doesn't look like it looks like it's casted, not printed. So that's a plus side. We're gonna come in here and I'm gonna hand paint. I'm not sure. I think I got a red, or I got a couple of blues, so I might paint a dark blue and a light blue in there, and then clear coat this whole thing. Yep, that's gonna dry up. Yeah, like I said, I got a dark blue and a light blue, sky blue and dark blue. I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with this dark blue, I think.
Hear that train pipe.
Hey, you ever see like some pictures? You see the turbines? They're painted usually red in there, and then I'm actually gonna use. I'm thinking. I got a light gray green. I got an interior light. I got the light gray green, and I may do the outside of the wheel on that. Give it that contrast.
It's coming to take my name.
I'm going to do a secondary color. I'm not going to be as neat. I'm going to make sure I get a good amount in here.
Here too long. I can't afford Georgia, California, I'll get to you sometime. Way down that line. Way down.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. So we'll let that dry. All right, and then we'll come in and we'll do the secondary color on it. That should really bring out the best in it. All right, so any bottom is a palette. All right, so this is drying up. It's actually looking pretty good. It's looking better as it's drying because everything's getting a little darker.
And Lord, it's making me cry again. Lord, it's making me cry again.
I might come back in here and put the blue around this edge right in here, kind of like that. I might do that. Might make it pop a little bit more. We're gonna let this dry completely up, and I may have to put a second coat of this brown on there, depending on how it darkens up. Depending how it dries up. If it dries up good, then we're good. So might have to put a second coat on there. So we're just gonna let that dry. This is still drying. This should be dry enough. Hoping. Let's see. All right, that just had a little buildup of, I think, just had a little buildup of stuff on there. So that should be good. Yeah, I think it's gonna look pretty good. This is gonna, I'm done with this, but I'm going to hit this with a dull coat, just to preserve it. And then I'm gonna do a little wash. Or I may just try a little wash on here now, and then do it.
Dreaming of places.
All right, so we did the wash. We did the wash first. Actually, I like the way it is. The way it looks like it's drying. I'm liking it. It darkened it up. It gave it a dirtier look. I'll dull coat this entire thing. And then we'll, and I kind of like this little stain in the back right there. Kind of like looks like the oil or the grease they put on there. Kind of like worked its way around. So we may just go in there and do a little touch up. But yeah, so far, very happy with the way this is coming out. No surprises that I'm unhappy with. And that's basically that. This wheel's still drying. For some reason, this gray green seems to take forever to dry. May do a second coat. So definitely gonna have to do a little panel line on here, just a little panel line, just to get these nuts and bolts to pop, and some of the other colors that really pop. But I think when this is dry, I'll make a determination. But I think I'm just gonna clear coat that. When this is dry, it's definitely just getting clear coated. Those are fine the way they are. All right, guys. So it's gonna be some time. See you guys back in a few.
Hear that train pounding on my brain. It's coming to take me away. And Lord, it's coming to take me away. You can hear that horse riding down that plain. And Lord, it's coming to take my name. Lord, it's coming to take my name. places, wide open spaces. I've been suffocating here too long. I can't afford ya, California. I'll get to you sometime. Way down that line, way down that line. Can hear that train pounding on my brain, and you were rocking and reeling too. Yeah, you were rocking and reeling too. Can see your face all around this place, and Lord, it's making me cry again.
We coated this side with dull coat, and I did a little highlighting on it with some white chalk, and it came out nice. I also rusted the wheels on this thing. I know the audio just crapped out before, so this is what we did. This is Tamiya dull coat. I tried the grimy black. I didn't like the way it looks. It doesn't look as good. They both got the same type of highlight done to them, and the flat came out looking better. So that's what we're gonna go to. I also rusted the wheels a little bit. I think that adds too. So I just got done rusting these wheels using the this Tamiya brown red that I messed up because I accidentally put the wrong paint thinner in it, and then I got as much of that out as possible because it didn't mix, and then I mixed it with a little of the correct stuff, and I don't know if it's a little thin or what, but it's a little funky compared to the other stuff. So I'm just going to do the trucks on this one. We'll let them dry. We'll come back a little bit later, and we should be ready to do the I-beam is still drying. It took a good coat of the spray on Tamiya flat clear, but I don't know, it's for some reason it's just taking a while to dry.
Hear that train pounding on my brain, and you were rocking and reeling too.
All right, we'll let that one dry. This is ready to get clear coated. That's gonna look good. That's gonna look freaking really good. So let me go shoot this in flat, and we'll come back. All right, and we'll let that dry up the rest of the way, and then we'll touch that. That's gonna get a little panel line on there. Hopefully, it'll get those. It'll get the bolts to pop on here a little. All right, guys, we'll be back in a little bit. All right, guys, so here we are, back at it again downstairs. The wheel came out all right, a little darker than I wanted, but it is what it is. It has contrast, it'll look fine. If I hate it that much, I'll go back and repaint it, but I don't hate it that much. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this little pad, get a little white.
That train, and it looks lonely. I see that train, and it looks lonely, 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 lonely. Yeah.
Hope you can see that. It just shows when they're black. They don't look like anything underneath the train. So I'm just hoping this little bit of highlighting on the head just makes them pop a little bit. As you can see, we dirtied up the wheels a little bit, make them look like they rusted. I think that came out looking pretty good myself. I know, and these are plastic wheels too, so edge scale guys don't seem to mind that much with the plastic wheels, so I'm going to stick with them. I have some metal wheels that I want to put on. but I'm kind of saving those for. I don't know what I'm saving them for. I'll probably want to put them on here later on. And then just handling these trucks, they're already starting to lose some of that coloring. A little extra, yeah. It gives it enough so that when you see it going by, it doesn't look like it's floating along. I know some people have been, we'll give it a shot. All right, so it's adding a little bit to that bottom. So let me try this. Let me just see what this looks like. Here, really good about this. Wait a minute. That actually, yeah, it worked. I mean, this is end scale. It's really small, but it definitely set this bottom off a little bit. And what else will set this bottom off a little bit is probably a little dirt. Let me go. Yeah, we're going to do it. Wasn't going to, but I'm going to do it. That's actually looking pretty good. So we're going to leave that at that. And I'm going to come over here and slobber up this one. This dirt actually, it kind of takes the shine off of this thing. Leaves just a little bit of dirt behind. Yeah. I'm liking the way these are coming out. Yep, it's nice. They just stand out just a little bit underneath there, so it doesn't look like it's like empty space. So basically, that's going to sit like that. I think that looks pretty damn good. That's pretty much it for this build, actually. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the build. But one issue is it does not fit in the box. So what I'm thinking is this. Here we go. Okay, watch this. We're going to put that in. We'll put this in. All right. We're going to cut this foam. We're going to cut this foam so this piece can sit. We'll cut the foam so they can sit across the beam and hold it in place. That's my idea, and that's what I'm going to do. We're not gonna glue that load in for two reasons. One, we should be able to move it around, and I might want to go and change and retouch it up because I kind of buggered it a little bit. I didn't bugger it a little bit. It's just not as pretty as I would like it to be. So we're probably going to address that at a later date. When I come up with a better plan on what I'm going to do with it.
Dreaming of places, wide open spaces.
All right, so that's just basically, it's going to basically hold everything in place a little bit better. That was pretty simple. We used exactly what we had in there. All right, guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some pictures of this, and I'll put that in right here.
Sometime way down that line, way down that line. rocking and reeling too. Yeah, you were rocking and reeling too.
All right, guys, as you saw in the pictures, I think we did just the right amount of weathering on there. I'm not a big weathering guy, so I think the dust, the dirt brushing on over the top of the cars kind of flatten them out a little bit, so they're not as shiny. The trucks getting dull coated and then hit with a very light dry brushing over the top of them, I think really makes them pop in those pictures. You can actually see the trucks in them. A lot of times these things look like they're phantoms just floating across the rails, so I think it came out pretty good. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. A lot of you guys are watching, not subscribing, and it's all right. A lot of guys are just clicking through, which is okay too. But watch what you want. So once again, guys, thanks for putting up my shenanigans and my nonsense. And as always, I'll catch you later.